New Spoonful. My name is Ewald, and today we'll be going across the Atlantic. Well, at least from me, where I live in Amsterdam, across the Atlantic. We're gonna go to Venezuela, and we're gonna learn how to make arepas. Let's get to it. So what is arepas? Arepas is sort of a street food in both Colombia and Venezuela, very popular there because it's quite easy, cheap to make, and also it kind of feeds you pretty well. So they can't decide who made it first, Colombia or Venezuela, but in fact the thing is that this was made by the indigenous people who were living on the territory of those two countries. And also technically there was one country also before, but never mind, let's just get back to cooking. So the cool thing about the arepas, it's pretty easy to make because the proportions are quite easy to remember. So it's 1 part milk to 1 part water, and then a bit of olive oil, so make sure that it doesn't stick when you fry your, we're gonna be cooking your arepas, and a bit of salt. And that's it. So in the beginning it's a little bit look porridgey and not like anything, but don't worry, just keep on working. As soon as you feel that it's getting more cracked, just a bit more water to your hands, and then you're good to go back into it. So you kind of be manning the dough until it becomes sort of like one little bowl. So at this point, what you have to do is just to separate it. So this should be able to feed 2 people with quite 2 big arepas. And what we're gonna do is just roll it out. So it's like, and then you start clapping it. In the beginning you can go quite hard to make it more flat. If you're afraid of something going crackly, don't worry, you can still adjust it afterwards or start from the very beginning again. So we're looking for a rounded shape arepa because that's how they used to do it back in the original countries. Just make sure there's no cracks. Try to fix them. But when you cracks on the side, because what's gonna happen if we're gonna crack is that the moisture is gonna escape if we're gonna put it in the oven afterwards, which we don't want, of course. So when it comes to creating a crust, you want to create a sort of a golden crust on the arepa. So I have a good example of how far you should go to it. You could see that the one here on the right is a bit more burnt, but that's still fine. That's how far you want to go. Here is sort of like the one color you want to get on top, but it has to get more like sort of like a yellowish type of cooking there. And then after that you can put them in the oven. So what we're looking at arepa is to have it sort of like getting golden around everywhere. So make sure that it looks the same on both sides, and then you can put it in an oven. And so for the temperature, what you should do is just put it to 175 and leave them for like maybe 20-25 minutes till it's cooked all the way through. The cool thing about it is when you create a crust, the moisture is not going to escape anymore, it's going to just stick around there. Same thing with bread. How do you know it's done? It's when you have this little puff on the top. So when it comes to opening, you have to be quite careful because you can burn yourself with the steam coming out of it. So what you should do is grab yourself a napkin to protect your hands from the steam. Grab yourself a serrated steak knife to make it easier to cut. So what usually people do is that they take out this little part here and deal with butter. So that's pretty nice, I know, I tried it myself. So now let's just scrape that out. So we can make space for the filling, which we want, of course, more. For some cooking preparation, the arepas are ready, filled, stuffed, and good to go. So let's dig in. This is a messy thing to eat, so don't be worried. Just eat it as you want. Don't care about other people. Enjoy it. So if you don't feel like cooking something big or something nice and easy to do, this is one to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click on the like button, subscribe if you want to see more of this in the future. And now I'm gonna go and enjoy this little guy and watch the last episode of Game of Thrones. I know I haven't seen it yet, my bad, but well, I have to do it at some point, so see you next time, guys. Bye!